So what is your unconscious bias? Do you beat yourself up for having this unconscious bias of negative thoughts? The truth is, we've evolved to be negative. Some part of our minds are always scanning for danger, for what could go wrong, what lion, snake or tiger could harm you, or what negative events from your past haunts you. Our ancestors survived by being constantly aware of dangers that lurk around every corner. But now that we don't live in caves anymore, and are mostly safe where we live, that same ancestral hypervigilance can lead to anxiety, panic, and physical health issues. So when we continuously think that something is wrong or about to go wrong, we're living in a constant fight or flight mode, and our bodily systems don't function well, and it's exhausting, leading to less creativity, productivity, and stress. So because our minds cling to this possible experience, it seems there's no space left for anything else. The something that could go wrong takes up a huge amount of space in our minds. And when we react, it'll be a knee-jerk reaction, leaving us feeling continually stuck, because we haven't had the time and space to invite any wisdom in. When our awareness is sucked in this way, it helps to pay attention to a sense of space. And this can be done in a number of ways. Firstly, by opening our awareness to every sound we hear, everything we see, by noticing the space around and between objects, and also the space in any room or situation. Noticing space can open our perception and can begin to dissolve any stress cycle. Even attention to a sense of space around an internal experience, such as a bodily discomfort or a difficult emotion, can ease stress. Space is not emptiness, and emptiness is not space. We can observe how the mind makes an experience seem solid, and how our mind fabricates suffering according to what we relate to, what we see, and what we believe. We can gradually learn to untangle the jumble of suffering. And again, like all deliberate shifts in the way of seeing things, the more we do it, the more accessible it becomes, and the relief we get from being stressed out becomes apparent. Here are some suggestions for noticing our biases. Firstly, notice your habitual thought patterns. Based on our past experience, we so often find ourselves trapped in habits. We prejudge, and it's all attached to a story we're holding on to. These people always ... and you can complete the sentence because we all do it. When we get lost like this, we need to find out where we are, what's really happening in our minds as it interprets what's in front of us. Are we disengaging and distancing ourselves from what's right here? Secondly, uncover our preconceptions. It's finding the filters that we see our life through. Our history provides those filters. So every time something happens, we put our personal filter on it. So it's good to consciously explore our patterns. Every time I see this, I think this ... and complete the sentence. When we can see the lens we're looking through, we can see the stories that have been running our lives and minds. and also the reason we've disengaged ourselves from the people around us. Thirdly, question our initial response. Acknowledge our story or stories that are ruling our responses. Question them. Being really honest is the key here. No matter what comes up, ask, what is pushing my buttons? Why would I react like this? This happened and I gave it this meaning, ... The culture or the system I've grown up in may play a role in shaping my stories. Is there anything going on that I can own? Fourth, let go of what you think you know. We really need to consider that we might not be seeing the whole picture. We could ask ourselves whether we like what we are contributing to the present moment in our minds and in our actions. Next, we need to be open to shifting our perceptions. Our map of the world and our place in it so often appears too small, with our stories shrunken in a very big and wild place. So we need to acknowledge and update our changing values, often, and educate ourselves as to how we've changed, break old cycles, and cut a lovely new groove in our lives. So what's your unconscious bias? We need to be aware that where our biases are concerned, if we don't see the big picture problem, we may be a part of it. So do take time to notice your biases. It's so rewarding.